Hi everyone, it's Robin, and I want to share with you my son's book I've been working on. I started out making a video, start to finish, and it's going to be just way too long. So what I thought I would do is just show you the cover and then show you how I did the inside guest pages. So, because I changed this cover 3 times. But what I did was I took an 8x8 piece of, I took a piece of chipboard and cut it to 8x8. I covered it with real red from Stampin' Up! And took black soot from Tim Holtz and the sponge and sponged it all the way around the edges. And then I took another piece of real red and cut it down just a tad bit smaller than the 8x8 and took the distress tool around all the edges, and then I took my fingers and stuff and just kind of ripped different places on it just to give it a more distressed look, and up here I curled it and fiddled there. And I took I think I took my something sharp and took it and just went over this several times to give it like scratch marks, and then I took the black to it to distress it a little more. Over here I did the same thing, but I think I'm going to do it some more because it doesn't look as good as I wanted it to, so I got to do it some more there. And then I just decided to use Tim's brick embossing folder. So I used that on the black, obviously. I embossed it and I cut it out. So once you emboss the paper, you can cut it to any shape you want. And that's the good thing about it. You know, it's paper, and if you mess it up, then you just make another one. I took the cover and I turned it upside down. So say this is the front, and I flipped it. I took my embossed piece and I laid it down where I wanted it, and I traced around it. And then I took my X-Acto knife and cut it out. The reason why I did that is because when I had the paper laying here and I put the black piece on top of it, it was giving it too much dimension, and I didn't want any height to it. I wanted it to look like it was coming out of the red. And once I got it all cut out, like I said, I took the distresser tool to the black and the red, and then I took my black soot down in that red and my black Tombow marker to make sure everything underneath there was covered. There was a few spots that was showing through that was, you know, the brighter red from the red that's under there. And took the Tombow marker to all the edges too, just to darken it up some. And I also always take the black soot to my black paper. Do you see how this looks more black than this? This kind of has a gray look to it versus the black. Now I also used my black Tombow marker around in the indentations just to darken them up on there. And I glued down my red, and I glued down my black. And once I did that, I took my red highlighting, my red gel pen, and kind of highlighted a couple spots just because it needed something. So, and this wolf head I got off the internet somewhere, I'm not quite sure. My real red marker from Stampin' Up! And went around it in some places. Where the shadow would be is where I really went around with the red to give it some highlights. And then his eyes. I think his eyes are cool. And I put him up on dimensionals. This here bling is a strip from Hobby Lobby's, what do they call it? Paper Studio. Attach that down. And then these pieces here are from the Tim Holtz grunge board stuff. Okay, those pieces are from this. I've had this forever. So, and here's the different pieces that you get with it. So, this rectangle piece here, I took from inside this frame. And then, of course, this piece I took from this right here, out of that set. So, sorry about the glare. And I painted them black and then put crackle on it and painted it white. And I took the black soot and went over the top of it. Went over the top of them, but I first did stamp the WMU 2012 on there. And then when I took the sponge across it, it kind of smeared the WMU, which I think looks cool. And I was sad I didn't do it fast enough so I could smudge the 2012, but I didn't want to try to go over it again because heck no. I got them to match. I didn't want to ruin it. And I bought these from Stampin' Up! Off eBay is what I used. These letters, and I don't know, all around letters. I'm sure they're pretty old. And his name I'm working on. I haven't attached it yet because I'm not quite sure if I need to do something else to it. Because when you stand here and look at it, you can tell it's not crackled compared to the others. So I might fiddle with that and change it. So that's why I haven't attached it. So inside of the book, I have several guest pages, and I have several gift thank you pages. And I did that on Word. Okay, I'm going to give you my version of making this on Word. I fumbled through this. I was watching a video that Mary Cards TV did a while back on how to bring up the shapes to get it to print it right. Oh no, I don't want clip art, darn it. Okay, I want shapes. And so I went to the shapes piece, and I picked this one right here. This box. I probably could have picked the one next to it, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, so bear with me. So I selected that box, and when the format came up, I went over here in the corner and I told my box to be 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. I just left the font, the regular font that it was on there, I believe, and underlined it. And after I got that done, I made lines through the whole box. So I just held down the shift key and the line thing. Somewhere on here, and that's why I say don't laugh at me, I found a place where I could set the margins on the inside of that, and I believe I set them to about a 1/2 inch. There it is, page layout. So my indentations were a 1/2 inch on that, and I print it on 110-pound weight paper that I buy at Hobby Lobby. So that's how I do it. I'm sure there is a way shorter version, so until one of you show me, this is how I do it. So I will give you some updates on some more pages here real soon. I have to stop for a couple days and work on some ideas for my niece's book. So I waited till the last minute to try to do that before I take it to show her. But thanks for stopping by, and have a great week.